It's down there. There we go. What's up, everybody? We are live. Just getting started here. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Friday, happy Friday. Hey, Corporate Hermeticist, good evening. How are you? Hey, yes, I am doing well. Poseur, I hope you're doing well as well. Hope you're doing well as well. Let me actually... There we go. Do that one. Hey, strange girl bone collector. What's going on? You really believe all of that? Yes. Yes, I do. Just like you probably really believe that for some reason they do kill children and drink their blood and all that other nonsense. Yes. As an occultist, I do believe that they don't do any of that stuff. All elites are part of the Illuminati. That's why they have eyes. Also, thank you for the videos. I've learned a lot. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, the final video in the Elemental series should be out this weekend. The one for the air, for the air elementals, the sylphs and Pralda, that should be out sometime this weekend. So, I'm glad that you are learning. I'm glad it's helping you out. Nice, nice. Yeah, I know they do that stuff. How do you know that? How do you know that? I believe they're occultists for sure. Why do you believe that they are occultists, stargazer baby? What makes you think that they are occultists? As a whole, anyway. There are a couple that are occultists, but as a whole, no. Nice. I should go watch the one on the Undines. I missed it. Yes, yep, the one on the Undines is available. I've got one on the Undines, the Salamanders, and the Gnomes. The Sylphs should be this weekend. The Sylph should be this weekend. What makes something occult? Well, in the sense of occultism, esotericism, mysticism, something magical, something that deals with some sort of magical or spiritual sort of underpinning. Hey, Modern Magecraft, how are you? How are you? Yes, they do. Why do you think they do? Mellow 001. Why do you think that they're Satanists? What do you believe? Who's your God? Well, let's not deviate. You said that you believe that they are occultists, and so I asked why. You probably shouldn't just jump right into another question. You should probably answer, the question that was posed before another question is asked. That's usually how discussion and conversation go. So why do you think that they are occultists? Yoga hand. I don't know what your name is. It's just a symbol of a of a yoga palm thing. Are chakras a thing? They're an Eastern thing, yes, because they exude energies as manipulators. That doesn't make them occultists. That just makes them manipulators. Thank you for this. I'm so tired of these people. So am I. So am I. What's the coolest result that you've gotten from Magic? Well, I'd like to keep this live stream to the occult conspiracies, not my general occult Q&A, modern magecraft. Good luck with your message. Western society doesn't have critical thinking. Yeah, I know. I know, Frater Mark. I'm in for an uphill battle. I am already aware. I'm already aware. Howdy, y'all. Hey, that NB heathen. Welcome. Welcome. Why do you say that? Why do you think that they're not? Well, because I am an occultist, and I don't see anything from a celebrity that would make me think that, at least as a whole, that would make me think that they are occultists. They have not shown me anything that makes me think that they are occultists. So, how do you know that they don't sacrifice children? Why would they? That's just not something you just randomly do. Why would they sacrifice children? They are. I know they sacrificed me. Well, I'm sorry that you've been sacrificed to corporate hermeticists. I'm sorry that you got sacrificed. Hey, Jeff James, welcome. Oh, no problem, Modern. Not a problem. Who paid you to say this? You did. You did, Jesus. You paid me to say this. Beyonce is definitely an occultist. Why? Why is she occultist? This guy is definitely a Fed. Why? Because I don't agree with you. Can I come up? Yeah, sure. You want to hop in the box? Maybe you aren't high enough in the ranks. So then you are? You are high enough in the ranks then, Greg Berg? Yeah, for real, this guy's a Fed. You would know, Jesus Montez. You're the one that hired me. You remember what you told me I had to do in order to get the job? I had to let you do things to my rear end. That was you, Jesus Montez. Don't try to deflect. I don't know why. Oh, I think. Oh, hold on. Let me put that back. There we go. Let's see. Let me. Hey, can you
I
hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Hold
Sure.
on for a
What can I
second.
do you for? Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm sorry about
Uh,
that.
No problem.
Um, but have you ever heard of Jesse Chesbatar?
Yeah. Her and that other guy. They do those black and white videos on YouTube. I've George Iceman or something like that. I've got a couple videos on my YouTube debunking them. But yes, I have heard of them.
Um, um, she has sworn court affidavits.
She has what? I'm sorry.
She has sworn court affidavits and evidence.
About what?
Um, well, a little bit of her backstory if you're not familiar, but she's a bloodline family member of the 13 original family members
Mhm.
from that came to America. So she's posted and actually has given proof of her birth certificate, which she was born, excuse me, in Germany. But it's a Masonic birth certificate, and she has I don't know what it's called, but she has suits against the Clintons and the Bushes because she's witnessed some things from them. But just hearing her story and her evidence, I think is pretty convincing. Plus, on top of just using discernment and other, you know what I'm saying? But
Sure.
why are you so dead against?
So
Like, do you
why
think that
is she
they're
not dead then? Because the Clintons have been known to take out people who've done far, far less. For example, Seth Rich from the DNC, he's dead, and he did a lot less. He exposed a lot less than what supposedly Jesse Zevatar is supposedly exposing, and yet she's alive.
you know that they killed her son, right? So her son's dead, but they've not. She actually has to move from place to place. According to her, though, in her interviews, I watched her interviews, but she's actually had to move from place to place, and she says that it's the protection of Christ is what keeps her safe. That Christ has actually called her to expose the things that she sees and to be a whistleblower. So
So I mean that would play into, any sort of evangelical Christian sort of outreach. The thing that you're leaving was evil, and the thing that you're coming into is the good thing. They all say that. That's not proof that any of the celebrities are witches or killing people or drinking blood. Um, I'm sorry to hear that her son is passed. That's terrible, no matter how or why he died. But I would doubt it would have anything to do with Illuminati or occultism or anything along those lines. As for her being
She
a
has
member of,
she's uploaded all kinds of documents and evidence. So this is not just like
do you have
hearsay.
links to these?
I do actually.
Okay.
Uh,
Would you be able to send them to me?
I will. Yes, I
Okay,
know
yeah,
that it's like
I would love to
hundreds
see
of
them.
pages of court documents, though. She name drops a
Sure.
lot of people. I think one of the things I don't. This is actually I don't TMI or whatever warning, trigger warning, whatever. But
Sure.
she actually talks about how one of the things that she had witnessed um, was they would meet for dinners and they took they would take children, specifically little boys, and would tie them to a chair, and they know techniques to use to eat and cut open their brain while the kids are still alive.
Hmm.
um, and they know what pieces to cut out and certain tools and instruments to use so that these children are alive while this is happening. And there's still that way. Apparently, there's the adrenaline that rushes to like certain parts of their brain. So if they're alive while it's happening, then they get more of whatever they get from it when they eat it.
Right. Yeah, I would really love to see the documents on that, because if that is true and she's out here exposing this, she should not be walking around. Her, David Icke, all these people should be gone. They should be taken out if they're exposing anything real. Because again, there are people who are dead who have done a lot less, simply releasing emails between companies, and now they have to leave the country because there's threats on their life. Yet David Icke is out here talking about he's seen the Queen literally engage in inappropriate contact with children, and he's selling out stadiums. Right? That
She
doesn't
said
make any
the same
sense.
thing. She talks about the same thing. She's witnessed and seen a lot. Again, I think her great. She's a bloodline member of. Well, you say you're a witch, so you know how important blood is. Blood is like currency in the spiritual realm, right? So
Yes, blood, not bloodlines, but blood in general. Any kind of blood, whether it's human blood, animal blood, any kind of blood is a currency, not bloodline. There is actually no such thing as like bloodline witches. You can certainly be born into a witchcraft family, sure, but that does not make you a witch. You have to learn
I think
witchcraft.
right. So I think what is so significant about her when she says she's a bloodline family member, she talks about how there are certain spells and certain I don't know what you would call I don't want to say performance, but what's it called? Not spells, but I don't know. But
Rituals?
yes, certain rituals and spells that is only obtained by her family because they are of power. So it's not something that's accessible to the public, but things that have been passed down from her family. So she claims to have directly, or to when she was forced to be in this, but she claims to have directly worked with Satan and has seen his different forms. But she talks about a lot about how there's treaties with the governments of giants that live underground. I mean, it's just so much that she talks about, and again, it's not just hearsay. She's got not for every story, of course, in her interview, but for what she can, she does provide documentation, pictures that she has, and things like that. So I'll definitely send you it her the link.
Yeah, please. If you're not able to send it here, because I know TikTok doesn't really like you to send links, even in like DMs, feel free to send it to my website. Just send me a message on my website, themysticalrebel.com, and I'll get it via
I'm sorry,
email.
the what? The mystic what?
It's the same as my name, the Mystical Rebel, just .com. So the mysticalrebel.com, and just use the contact me, and you can send me the message there. I would love to see it. I will say though that from George's channel on YouTube that she's usually a frequent guest on, there's nothing. And they both claim to have been in the occult. I will say that there's nothing that they say that lends me to, or that leads me to believe that they are, or that they were, excuse me, in the occult. They use big buzzwords and things like that, but it doesn't make any sense if you have any occult knowledge. They just say a lot of things without really proving anything. But if you're saying she has the proof, I would love to see it.
Yeah, no, I seen it. I seen her affidavits myself. They're official. I think it's from the state of Minnesota. I
Okay,
think there was an incident, if I'm not mistaken, that when she did, the judge or something had died or went missing or something. So like when you say that people lose lives, I agree, and that's something that's happened in this scenario when she took it to United States courts. But she, however, has protection. I know she has a website too. So I don't know if it's because she has people that are behind her and support her, or it's just the protection of Christ.
sure.
So, but yeah, I'll send that to you. I personally, find her story interesting and listen to her. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, sure thing. Thank you very much for coming up.
No problem. Thanks for allowing me up, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
No problem.
See you later. All right, let me make my thing smaller now. Oh, not that small. Oh, what's the regular size? Whatever. We'll just keep it like that. We'll just keep it like that. Yeah, I would. I'd be interested in seeing those documents. There we go. I'll just keep it like that. I'd be interested in seeing those documents. All right, I'm a little behind now since I was in. Someone was up in the box. Let's see. Let's see. Conspiracy theories aren't facts, by the way, and the theory part is just that. Yes, of course. But we should still be able to, provide some sort of evidence on why we believe those theories, right? Or why we don't believe those theories. Maybe Christ is her servitor at this time. Servitor? I would hope not. I would hope Christ is not a servitor. Catholic Church, Penn State. None of that is occult. That's just PEDO stuff. There's no Satanism there. There's no Luciferianism. There's no ritual or spell casting or anything. I'm not arguing against the criminal element. I'm not saying that these people are not criminals. I'm saying that they are not occultists. There's no magical element to any of this stuff. Oops. Every time I try to slide up for the questions, I move my face. Is it cutting out for anyone else? It's cutting out for you. I'm sorry. I'm on the Wi-Fi. I'm not on my data. I'm on Wi-Fi. So, my friend, you're better without guests like this. Oh, no, 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 no. I that was actually one of the first times I've had a guest up for this topic. So I actually enjoyed it. She is right. How so? How so? Isaac Cappy, yeah, again, that's just PEDO stuff, not occultism, not esotericism, not witches, not Satanists, not Luciferians. You guys keep moving the goalposts because you can't prove any of the occult stuff, so you jump to the criminal stuff. The criminal stuff is not in contention. I think the scammers use the Illuminati name and mission as well. I can certainly agree with that. What's up, my guy? Hey, Catholic Crusader. What's up? At least get the Patreon going. I want to learn magic from you. Do you like chocolate milk? I don't really like milk. I'm not really a milk drinker. This sounds like something a person being paid by the elite would say, well, you would know, Texan, it's your oil money. You're the elite. It's your oil money and your ranching money. I know what goes on out there in Texas. You bought me down. It was you and them good old boys. Y'all did some things to my rear end in order for me to get the job. So if I'm being paid, I think you know who's paying me, Texan. All that oil money. Oh, so bloodline witches does not exist? No. No. You can be born into a family that practices magic, sure, but that does not make you a magical practitioner. Just like you can be born into a family of Buddhists, but that doesn't make you a Buddhist. You have to learn Buddhism, right? And then you have to adhere to those practices and those tenets to call yourself that. I know we live in America, or at least I live in America, and people just call themselves whatever they want, even if they don't practice, and it's the weirdest thing. But you have to actually do the thing. So just being born into a family of witches doesn't make you a witch. You still have to learn. You're not just going to come out of the womb and know how to raise, direct, and release energy, or know the first, second, and third degree mysteries or something like that. You have to be taught those things and experience those things. So no. Trees and giants underground. What now? Fiona Barnett. Yeah, you just keep naming PEDO stuff. LMIO, cringe lib. The elites definitely do all this stuff. How, and why? You just saying it doesn't make it true, right? Just like if I just said that you're an abuser, right? You'd want me to provide some kind of evidence, right? Me just saying that you're an abuser doesn't mean that you are an abuser. I would have to prove that, right? So where is the proof that they do all of this stuff? Someone being in a music video doing this is not proof. Jay-Z doing this is not proof. Do you have a video of Jay-Z engaging in this behavior for real? You don't? Oh, okay. So then it's all just hearsay? Hey, Apocalyptic, what's up? Is there a such thing as certain witch families holding more power? Um, what do you mean power? In what way? Usually I don't even like the term witch family because that's not a thing as you're thinking. But usually a group of witches' power depends on the size of their coven. So if they have a pretty large coven, then chances are they probably wield some kind of influence in that town or state or whatever, especially if the people within that coven might hold some influence themselves because of their day job. They might be a lawyer or a doctor or a state representative or senator or something like that. That might be part of the coven. But your average witch group has no power. It's 5, 10, maybe 20, and I hate to say it, but like housewives, right? It's not anybody with any power. So how do you explain Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell? PEDO stuff. You're moving the goalpost, right? The PEDO stuff, the criminal stuff, is not in contention. Nobody's saying that they are not criminals. What is in contention is the stuff that's up here. They are not occultists. What does Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell trafficking young women have to do with Satanism? What does it have to do with Luciferianism? What does it have to do with spell casting and ritual work? Nothing. I think it has to do with money. I think it has to do with blackmail. I think it has to do with control grid. Not anything occult. You keep moving the goalpost because you can't prove the occult stuff, so you move to the criminal element. The criminal element is not in contention. Under the ocean, they found the firmament where everything would bounce off of it. That's cool, but we're not talking about like flat Earth or anything like that. But thank you for that. Oh, the servitor thing was a joke. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, strange girl bone collector. I don't believe Michelle Obama is a man, and I think people do that a lot. Yeah, they do think that she's a man. I don't think she's a man either. I think she's a woman, and I think their children are their children. I don't know why people are. going so crazy with it. Not gonna lie, you're a very understanding person. Well, thank you. This live is cap. Why? Because you say so. You're not gonna give any evidence. It's just cap. Just because you say so. Okay. Waters above and below. Okay, we're not talking about that. But thank you, Renegade. Beyonce performs rituals for her concerts. What rituals does she perform? Because occultism is largely repeatable. So if she's doing a ritual, she had to learn it from somewhere. So that means she must have got it from somewhere, which means it's written down or it's recorded somewhere. So what ritual is this that she's doing? I would like to do this ritual too. And I'm sure plenty of other celebrities, female celebrities, would love to do the ritual and get Beyonce level fame. So what is this ritual that Beyonce is doing on stage? Man, you know they're all on some evil BS, bro. Come on, dog. Why? Why? Because come on, dog. Like that's not an argument. Why are they on some evil BS? Because they don't promote Christian values. That's why they're on evil BS, because they don't promote Christian values or Muslim values or Jewish values. They don't promote Abrahamic values. That's why. That's ridiculous. She made tributes to Orishas and to Isis. When did she make tributes to any Orisha and to Isis? And also those two things would not go together. You would not be able to venerate Orishas and then go and venerate Isis. They belong to two totally, completely separate systems. They come from the same continent, but they belong to completely separate systems that do not have any correlation. So if she did that, she was breaking all kinds of laws, mainly from the Orisha side. So that's a little weird. Humans can be evil, but that doesn't inherently make Satanism or Luciferianism evil. Exactly. Don't read mine. Why not? Biden is the best president we've ever had. Has a way with words. We are all watching pre-recorded news because everything they plan for us is year to millennium ago. Interesting. Interesting. I'd love to hear about your Enochian experience if you care to share. I don't really have any Enochian experience, but other than that one story I always tell where I got to the second call. But I'd like for this live stream to be strictly on the conspiracy aspect of occultism. Vegas has an underground city. Oh, I'm sure they do. That has nothing to do with the occult. But I'm sure there's plenty of cities that have underground cities or underground tunnels and stuff that are functional and well lit and all that other stuff. Wealthy people can use them if there's ever an issue in the city. Politicians can use them if there's ever an issue in the city, or if they just need to get around, like they do at Disney World and stuff like that. When there's a celebrity coming through, they don't just shut down the whole spot. That'll lose millions of dollars, and so they just take them underground, take them through the tunnels, take them to the ride, tell everybody, oh, sorry, you got to wait. They get on the ride, they get off the ride, they go back underground, and they go to the next ride. And Disney World is pretty much a small city, which is why Florida can't get rid of them. Sorry, DeSantis, I know you're having some issues with Bob Iger right now, the CEO of Disney, but all the threats, you're not going to kick him out. You're not kicking him out. They make too much money for your state. They're not going anywhere. Okay, but very wealthy people sacrificing them. Why? No one has yet. Everyone's just saying that they do. And yet everyone that I ask why, you guys either follow up with another question or you don't respond. Like, that's ridiculous. You're in denial. Okay, Astro Key, I'll ask it to you. Let's see. Will you be the one to provide any evidence? If I'm in denial, why? How am I in denial, Astro Key? Can you provide evidence of why I'm in denial? Or will you be another person to respond with a question or just ignore? Yes, bloodlines are real. What the D, man? How are they, like, what makes them real? You saying that they're real. Does not make them real. I have a video of Jay doing a ritual. Okay, I would love to see that video, please. Do you believe in the Bible in any way? No. At least not the modern day King James version of the Bible or any of the modern day interpretations. It's best to let people sleep than let them be destroyed by their own. Uh-oh. That's some Harry Potter plot. Are witches in positions of power? No. No, they are not. Some are leaders. Where is he reading comments from? I'm 30 questions behind. User 16727. Bro was a paid actor to deceive. So who's paying me? Is it you? Is it you? I want to do the ritual too. I know, right? I think a lot of people would love to know the rituals that these celebrities are doing. Everyone just accuses them of doing rituals, but no one can ever name the ritual. Where's the ritual from? It's just a ritual. Like, come on. I think there is an occult order with some of the elites, but all that other stuff is wild. I mean, I don't even think that there's any occult order with the elites in it. Yeah, no, I think wealthy people are far too busy being wealthy and far too busy, making sure that we don't get wealthy and to be caring about religious rituals. And the ones who are religious, they usually follow the major religion of their nation. I know it's like hard to believe, but there are billionaires that are Muslim and Hindu and Shinto and I know you think that they're all Satanists, but they're not. There's a lot of them that are Christian, and of course they're not Orthodox. Of course, there are these modern day cults, these Baptists and Presbyterians and Lutherans and all that. They don't follow, the first 1,000 years of Christianity. No one really does that except for the Orthodox. But they are Christians. They are Muslims. They are Jews. They are Hindus, Buddhists. It's insane. Yeah, it's a tribute to Oshun when she was pregnant. So how do you know that it's a tribute to Osun? Are you a member of any of the ATRs like Vudun or Santeria or anything that would venerate them to know what a Osun ritual would look like? I don't think you know what a ritual to Osun looks like. The Satanism thing already happened in the 80s. It was a hoax. Yes, the Satanic Panic, yes. But it's happening again. I'm not against, just wondering your opinion on the video of the elites during doing a Moloch ritual by Alex Jones. That wasn't a ritual. That was a theater performance. In the video, you clearly see them on a stage, you clearly see an audience, and you clearly see people performing performance on a stage. They were watching a play. It was theater. Alex Jones didn't break in. First of all, he didn't break in. I hope you all know that. Have you seen Alex Jones? You've seen Alex Jones, right? I promise you that he's not breaking in anywhere. So Alex Jones did not break in. You're telling me that you believe that Alex Jones, you've seen Alex Jones, broke into a place where I don't know how many of them were there at that time. Let's just say 100. 100 of the world's most wealthiest and most powerful people, the people who are supposed to have like CIA trained, FBI trained, Spetsnaz and Mossad trained bodyguards. So those elite military trained guards are scouring this campus, and Alex Jones, bro, what is this, a movie? What am I watching? Like Paul Blart Mall Cop? Is that what this is right now? Come on, Alex Jones broke in. No, he was let in. And that's assuming that this is even real. He was let in and he filmed a play. He got a play. There was no ritual. It was a play. You see a stage, and you see an audience, and you see people on the stage. Maybe you might be from another place in the world where a stage and people on a stage and then an audience means something else. But to me, in America, that's a performance. People are performing. Usually a play. It could be orchestra sometimes. It could be a choir sometimes, a symphony and all that other stuff sometimes. Sure, sure. But usually, audience, stage, people on stage, that's a play. So, hey, Mystic. Hey, hey, what's up, Malvaro? Can music have an influence in our subconscious mind? Certainly. Most certainly. When she did Coachella, she made a tribute to ISIS. How do you know that? How do you know that? All right, goddammit. Fox News just had a representative from the DOD saying aliens are real. Oh, really? Yeah, I never denied aliens, so that's cool. Race, religion, prides, all being used to divide us as a whole. Okay. Celebrities aren't in the Illuminati? Nope. I don't believe so. I'm not as familiar to Catholic chants. Oh, okay. Speaking in absolute, such as celebrities are not Satanist, says it all, lies or ignorance. Well, saying that they are Satanists is speaking in absolutes. It would be the same thing, Greg Berg, lies or ignorance. So, like, what are you saying? Beyonce, a high priestess and does astral hunting. A high priestess of what? A high priestess of what? The world could be a stage as the actors whose deaths faked could be used to read their lines fed. What? That doesn't even make any sense. Catholics and Orthodox were the first Christians, but we split. I know that. I know all about the schisms, the multiple schisms. There wasn't just one. I mean, but you know that since you're a Catholic. But there wasn't just the one schism. There was dozens of schisms. Hence, we have all these denominations. It's ridiculous. PM me. I can give you a couple of links, or you can go on YouTube. If you want to send me links, Stargazer baby, feel free to visit my website and just use the contact me. Yeah, TikTok doesn't really let you send. I mean, you can send a link. They can't stop you from sending the link, but it won't be a link. I'll have to copy and paste it and then put it in my browser. I should just be able just to click on the link and it just opens up in my browser. I shouldn't have to do the copy and paste thing. Blah blah blah. So TikTok doesn't know how to embed links, so just F all that noise and go on my website and send me it in my email. I don't believe it. I was just asking. Oh, okay. No worries. No worries. The Canada wildfire smoke is literally leftover rapture farts. I don't believe the media's lies. What? Hey, number man here. Okay. Look at his show and stage. Whose show? It's offensive to compare Satanism to SM, that other dribble. I'm sorry, I'm not sure I follow. The fact that you have to say this is just sad. Yeah, I know. Host, do you astral project? I know how to astral project, but I prefer shamanic journeying. If I'm going to actually do any astral travel, I prefer to shamanic journey over any other method. That's the method that works best for me. They didn't say aliens, they said non-human. They didn't specify they came from outside of Earth. Oh, interesting. Satanic panic is still atomic. I don't know what that means. Oh, alive. Okay, you meant alive. Okay. I do believe that. What happened to all the children at Epstein Island? They were probably sold. Probably sold off somewhere. They're probably slaved out. But conspiracy theories are so much fun. Oh, yes. They are fun. It doesn't make them real. Real Satanists don't do that BS. Yes, I know that, but the conspiracy theorists don't know anything about real Satanism or real Luciferianism or anything like that. I stopped at the elites don't sacrifice children by be so for real. But you didn't stop before you decided to comment. So interesting. Have a good one, Uranium Babe. Why does voodoo attract dark spirits? It doesn't. High priestess of high order of single ladies. Oh my God. It says the elites do not sacrifice children. What happened to the children at Epstein Island? They were probably sold off. Sold off and slaved out. Any thoughts on the new alien information? No. That is a good question. What did happen to those kids? They were probably sold off. Society has been sacrificing children for centuries. We even had deities to sacrifice children too. That's true. Where are the celebrities doing that, though? Where are the celebrities doing that? Which Egyptian gods you work with? Again, can you tell me more about them? I don't work with any Egyptian gods. I'm a Hermeticist, which is Greco-Egyptian, not purely Egyptian. Where are they then, Pers? I don't know what that means. Well, bro, people give too much merit to the occult. Well, the occult has a lot of merit, but not killing children merit, not human sacrifice merit, not, drinking blood merit or any, excuse me, or anything like that. Or else, what grimoires, what spell books is this stuff found in? I've shown many spell books that I own, many grimoires, some extremely diabolical, extremely satanic, and they did not mention harming another person. Most don't even talk about harming animals. I do have some that talk about harming animals, but most don't talk about that. None talk about harming a human. None talk about grave robbing or blood or any of that, as diabolical as they are. No one can give me that answer. No one can tell me, oh yeah, Beyonce is reading from this grimoire. This is where she's getting all her spells from. No one can tell me. It's just she's doing a ritual. What ritual? It's a ritual. It's so obvious. It's not obvious, or else I would know what ritual, or you'd be able to tell me what ritual. It's right in front of her face. Yeah, that doesn't answer the question about what ritual it is, right? That's what everyone's doing. Do you teach shamanic journeying? I have a course outline for shamanic journeying. Sure. I don't really teach it, but I do have a course outline for it. Section. See, I was raised deep into Christianity where we fell for all that conspiracy theories. Yeah, unfortunately. Best occult book for beginners? I have videos on good books to start with. There's no one single occult book that's best for beginners. And it would widely depend on what type of magic you're looking to learn or what you're interested in. So the book that would be good for ceremonial magic wouldn't be good for folk magic, right? You would need another book for the best book for folk magic. So it would depend. But I guess for the systems that I practice, Modern Magic by Donald Michael Craig would probably be the best place to start. He went to jail for it. Who went to jail for it? Also, I wasn't saying that they were Satanists, but some do practice magic. Oh, yeah, some do. Yes, certainly some do. We know that Azalea Banks practices. We know Kaylani practices. She posted her Santeria initiation, the after party, like the after celebration. She posted that. Kevin Gates, there are people who do practice, but as a whole, no. What's that? Can you explain? What's what? A Catholic Crusader. All this is the right's own false flags to hide their own scary secrets. Yep, yeah. Hey man, praise be to your gods, and I hope you have a lovely day. Well, thank you very much, noob dude. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening as well. Thank you. When do Greco-Egyptian begin? So I don't know when like Greece actually I don't want to say invaded. It wasn't necessarily like that. There's a complicated history with Greece and Egypt. But I don't know exactly when Egypt became Hellenized, but I can tell you that Hermeticism comes from primarily 1st and 2nd century CE. There are a few texts that are BCE, but for the most part, we're looking at 1st and 2nd century CE. So that's when the bulk of our texts come from. And when they're when scholars attribute that they were written and things like that. So, Richie the Barber, search up his podcasts. Richie the Barber? Okay. Bro is brainwashed. Yeah, just because you say it and then throw some laughing emojis after it, Mike, doesn't make it true. Because I could just say, hey, you're brainwashed, and go, ha 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 ha. But that doesn't make it true. So, half these people don't know the difference between Satanism and Luciferianism. Exactly, Persephone. And that's a lovely name, if that's your actual name, Persephone. That's a beautiful name. But yes, you are correct. Most of these people don't know anything about the occult in general. So, they think Nicki Minaj twerking in a video with a snake around her neck is satanic. So, you know. Why are celebrities telling us they do all things out of their mouth then? They don't. You got what? 4 or 5 that talk about it and that's it. And it's the 4 or 5 that generally need clout. They're clout chasing. You don't ever see like Beyonce or Jay-Z or anybody like at that level talking about it. They actually talk against it. Both Beyonce and Jay-Z are in songs talking against the Illuminati, saying how it's ridiculous how the fans think that, black people can't be successful without some demon. You don't say anything about the guys on Wall Street because they're white. Those guys don't need to sell their soul to make $100 million a year. But Beyonce needs to sell her soul to make 20 million a year, right? Like it doesn't make sense. So why can't they leave Beyonce alone? I don't know. I don't know. Why do I keep moving this? Jesus Christ. Hermetic law, the law of polarity. That's not a Hermetic law. That's from the Kabbalion, which is not Hermetic. It's hard for me to believe, knowing magic is real, that no elites use magic to their advantage. Well, why would they, right? Magic is to the purpose of magic, at least in a material sense, is to put the odds in your favor. The odds are already in their favor. And if they're not, 1 phone call, 2 phone calls, and the odds are now in their favor. There's no need for a ritual. You have friends and connection, or blackmail or some. You have people who can make things happen for you, right? You don't need a ritual. You and I need magic because we don't have the connections and the influence to do these things, right? So when one of our loved ones is wronged, we do justice magic, right? Because there's nothing that we can do to do anything, to get anything done against that other person, unless we want to go and possibly get in trouble ourselves by handling ourselves, right? So we have magic. But if we were the elite and one of our loved ones was wronged, and the person who wronged them, if we want something to happen to them, it's 1 phone call and the police come and arrest them for something, or it's 1 phone call and they get into a gang fight, or something like that. The elites wouldn't need to practice magic. They have the best magic of all, right? They have money and power. So there would be no need to practice any magic. For real elites, right? The guy with $1 million, that sounds like a lot of money, but he's not, there's no power there, right? I'm talking about the people with like hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, the real elite. Not, your uncle who worked hard and saved up and invested in mutual funds and now he's got $1.5 million. Great. Not that. Real elites. I met them myself. Met who? Who'd you meet? Illuminati is elite and run by Somerset Belanoff, who controls the Windsor family. Yeah, I doubt that if there was a real Illuminati that you would know who runs it, unless you were in it. How can you say these things when you don't know? For the same reason that you can say the opposite. You see how easy that is? Is all of your evidence conspiratorial since you don't have any affiliation with these people? So I don't have affiliation with the people, but I have affiliation with the things that they are accused of being, right? They are accused of being occultists. I am an occultist, right? So that's how I know. Search up Richie the Barber. Okay, I mean I can't do it while I'm on the live stream, but sure, okay. I'll look up this guy who is a barber. The Rothschilds. What about the Rothschilds? There are rituals that have the angel the angel names in them in recital during spells, but that's evil. I don't think. Celebrities and politicians have relationships with Marina Abramovic. Okay, so what? All right then. This. Why don't you watch TikTok debates, people? Huh? I do watch TikTok debates, but I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. But thank you. A witch has put a curse on me before. People who I know personally have met them, and I met them. Met witches? Yeah. I, okay. How do you know that elites or celebrities aren't doing this? Because I'm an occultist, and that's not occultism. That's not something that's done within the occult. Does the occult also fall under paganism, or are they different? Paganism falls under occultism, yes. I just posted the difference between Lucifer and Satan. Awesome. You have way more patience for addressing chat trolls. I don't know why that was a tongue twister. Chat trolls than I ever would. Well, that's because I know how the algorithm on TikTok works, and it works by engagement and engagement only, not by virality or anything like that. So trolls equal engagement. So let them say whatever they want because they're helping me grow. As long as they're not saying anything like racist or sexist or genderist or anything like that. I let them say, whatever their, beliefs are or whatever. Because it helps me grow. Beyonce literally said, "Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess." Yeah, I don't understand why they think, but see, they're she's lying to them, right? They're only telling the truth when they agree with the conspiracy theorists. Celebrities only tell the truth when they agree with the conspiracy theorists. When they disagree, then they're lying, right? It's the craziest thing. The conspiracy theorist is never wrong, right? Come on. There's a plan to stray you away from God. No matter how it's done, it's all the same. Okay, thank you. Do some celebrities sell their souls for stardom? No. They might sell out, you know, they might sell out their morals, right? They might sell their soul metaphorically by selling their morals, things that they grew up knowing was wrong to do, like sexual favors for a movie role or a vocal line from Drake or something like that. Witnessing abuse and staying quiet so that way you don't lose a role or a production deal or whatever, a song deal or something. So yeah, selling out your morals for fame or to stay famous or whatever. Yeah, sure. But selling your soul, like actually legitimately selling your soul, no. How would that even work? Keep seeing you grifters on live, and I roll my eyes every time. Bunch of goofballs. Ha 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 ha. Well, if we're such grifters, here you are. It's really interesting. But thank you, Slut Dad. Thank you very much. Are druids still a thing? Yes. Yes, they are still a thing. Nowhere near as big as they used to be, of course, but yes, they are still a thing. The government is the Illuminati. You will never know who is the top elite. I agree with that. I've seen demons. I doubt that. I'm from Côte d'Ivoire. Ah, well, bienvenue à mon live stream. I don't know how to say that in French. Mais bienvenue. Everything is a psyop. Like, tell me more about your religion and faith. Well, I'd like to keep this to the conspiracy stuff. Where do you get initiated as an occultist? Like, is there a church? It depends on the size of the coven and how wealthy they are and things like that. Most covens won't have like an official place to meet and to do things. So they'll either meet in someone's house or they'll rent out like certain churches that have like community centers like attached to them, or just like a regular community center, or like a conference room, or like a meeting room in a library or a hotel or something like that. They'll rent out those places, and they'll do the rituals there. But if they have some money, like the people who are members of the coven, if they're like doctors and lawyers, or even if the people who started the coven or who run the coven, if they themselves are wealthy, then yes, they might have coven grounds where they're able to more privately perform their rituals. So it just depends. Why do you think so few progressive celebrities run for office? Do you think they're unsafe too? Well, I think very few celebrities run for office anyway. What, we've got three, maybe four. That's not a large number out of the thousands of celebrities we have in this country, especially now with the internet, and there's social media celebrities and things like that. We might even say there's tens of thousands now. Less than a dozen you know politicians. I wouldn't say that's that's not stat sig. So doesn't matter what religion it is, even Christianity can be bad. One occultist doesn't speak for all occultism, nor do you speak for all mysteries. This is asinine. Well, if unless you can name any sort of occult, modern day occult practice that does any of these things, I think you're asinine. Do you have any occult groups modern day that kill children? Have you considered creating your own coven, spiritual sanctuary, addressing neophytes? Yeah, but that takes money. You need money to do that. And I'm not going to have strangers in my house, so I would need money to, put up. Why you slurp it like that? Yo, I didn't slurp. I was just drinking my water. I ain't slurp. Seek a relationship with Jesus Christ while you have time. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. Thanks for the heads up. I'll get right on that. So what does the Red String Club do you? Nothing. A bunch of celebrities who are pretending to be into Kabbalah. It is nothing nothing at all to do with real Kabbalah. The Illuminati doesn't exist anymore. Exactly. Do you believe in reincarnation? Yes, but not forced reincarnation. You don't sell your soul literally, people. You sell it your morals. Yep. I find it more. I find more than coincidental. The Ellen DeGeneres show, the building in the back right has the same colors as the Ukrainian flag and Epstein's Island's house. That's not. Those things are not connected. There's plenty of things that are the same colors as other. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my entire life. There are plenty of things that are the same colors as other things, right? So you conspiracy theorists talk about the black cube, right? And so any black, like most TVs, those are black cubes. Your phone is a black cube, right? I don't understand. Your PC, your laptop, those are black cubes, right? Your Xbox One S, I mean, one series, that's a black cube. Are these conspiratorial? Are these evil? That would be the most ridiculous thing. You're associating colors. That's ridiculous. You're taking three separate things that have nothing to do with each other, and you're connecting them simply because they're the same color. That's insane. Wow, the murderer was driving a blue car in Detroit. But over in China, there's a blue house. They must be connected. That's what you're doing. That's the most ridiculous thing. That makes no sense. They don't sacrifice kids. They enslave them. Why would they do that? I have a picture of a demon behind my mother. You don't. But thank you. You can't tell me what I've been through. I just did. So, sorry. Sorry about your feelings, but I just did. Sorry about that. I don't have to prove myself to no one. Okay. So, enjoy your delusions. Demons are very real. Oh yeah, they are very real. You're not taking pictures of them though. But thank you for attempting to, you know, have people believe that. Any cults have a saying about someone holding an orb of indigo light with rising hertz to its touch? I would not know anything about any cults talking about that. My mother is proof, so is my family. Okay, well, first you say that you don't have to provide any proof. Then you say that your mother is proof. The funny thing about that is we can't talk to your mother. We just have to believe you. Okay. My father is an African prince. I don't have to prove it. My father is proof enough. Prince Akamungu Ubago Afwefwe. That's my father. And he's proof enough. Do you see how ridiculous that is? Right? Do you believe me that I'm the son of an African prince and I'm a prince myself? I don't have to prove myself to you. Do you believe me? No, because that's ridiculous, right? I can't talk to your mom. Just as you can't talk to my father. So now what? The only choice is I either provide evidence or I just have to believe you. No. No. Do people still practice Norse runic magic? Yes. I noticed you said non-celebrities are Satanists, but some are witches. Yes, there are some celebrities that do practice occultism. Like, I don't really understand how some people cannot sit here and learn when it's a live full of us. Ooh, excuse me. So, are they Freemasons and Eastern Star members instead? No, they're not. I mean, I'm sure there are some celebrities that are Freemasons, sure, but again, as a whole, no. Moloch's occult, Abraxas cult, Shiva cults, Dogon cults. So Moloch, Abraxas, and Dogon are not worshipped anywhere in the world at all right now, currently, and Shiva is Hindu. So you're just taking gods and just throwing them together like that doesn't do anything. There's no official modern day group in the world that worships Moloch, Abraxas, or Dogon. So anti-Mason party. Huh? Celebrities pretending to be in Kabbalah is the only way to describe that. Yeah, like can you find me one Kabbalah text that talks about red string? Wear a red bracelet. That'll show people that you're truly spiritual. What a Kabbalistic text talks about that? Can someone point it out to me? Oh no, but you'll point me to some guy on YouTube who has a video with some cool music and a collage of Madonna and Keanu Reeves and Lindsay Lohan wearing red bracelets. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. Where is it in the Kabbalistic text? Because you're claiming that this is for Kabbalah. So in the Kabbalistic text, where does it say anything about red string, red bracelets, red in general? Insane. Baphomet, Pentagon, Republican Party. Unless you're just joking, Morpheus, Madara, those things are not related at all. The Illuminati doesn't exist anymore. Our government stopped MK Ultra research. Yes, they don't exist, and yes, they did stop the MK Ultra research. Really, James Bond, I loved GoldenEye. I love GoldenEye too. They put that satanic shit in everything and everywhere. What satanic shit? If you didn't have money for a physical order, you could start an online mystery school. Yeah, I know. I wouldn't do that. I would prefer it to be in person so people can truly learn, right? The Mystic, do you have any contacts with demons? Oh, contracts with demons or spirits. I have contracts with spirits, yes. Pacts and stuff like that with spirits, yes. I don't really work with demons much these days. Wait, did I just hear Ellen DeGeneres, like an Ellen DeGeneres conspiracy theory? God looked it up. Oh yeah, there's plenty. But most of them, the real conspiracies, like about how she is behind the scenes to like her staff and to the guests that aren't like super A-list, those are all true. The ones that about her being Illuminati and all that, those are fake. But let people on the live. Well, there was someone on the live, and no one has sent in an invite since, or a request since. So, are you in the celebrity world? Not me personally, no. Trust me, I don't have to prove anything. My mother's proof enough. Okay, you keep saying that, and then you keep trying to give proof. If you feel like you don't have to give proof, then just don't give. Then just stop. Like stop saying it and then going back and then saying it and then going back and then saying it and then going back. Just stop. My father is also an African prince. Well, Afro Sattva, I believe you. I believe you. You've shown me more than enough. I believe you. Oh, we got somebody. Okay, never mind. Okay, what do you have to say on astral projection and astral planes? Not much right now. I'd like to keep this on the conspiracy talk. Satanists are better than witches. I don't think so. I honestly find Satanism, at least modern day pseudo organized Satanism, pretty childish. I was atheist until my first sleep paralysis episode. Interesting. If you don't think these people are worshiping fallen angels, you are lost. Okay? Why are they worshiping fallen angels? Lie. Lie how? Yes, they do. Okay, you just saying it doesn't mean they do. Yo, hey, what's up, Mike? What's on? What's going on, brother? The Pope wears Dogon on his head. No, the fish on it has nothing to do with Dogon. But they definitely steal kids for evil. So yeah, but you see what you're doing is you're moving the goal. You can't prove the occult stuff, so you're moving to the criminal element. No one's saying that that these people aren't doing bad things. Those bad things are not due to the occult, right? So yes, they may be taking kids and doing evil, right? They might be doing PEDO stuff with them. They might be selling them to other PEDOs and stuff like that. But there's where is the spell casting and the ritual and the summoning of demons and any of that? Right? I think the only demon involved in this transaction is the demon of money, right? The money demon, not any occultism. Just checking. Alex Jones was a liar. Was a liar. He's still alive and still active. Alex Jones is a liar. Normal person be a celebrity? Are you saying can a normal person be a celebrity? Yeah, sure. That's how celebrities become. Like not all celebrity, most celebrities aren't born into it. They're normal people who make it. There's definitely occultism in the elite circles. Most of the elite use the Chloe symbol. What's the Chloe symbol? Oops. How do exorcism have admitted celebrities do make deals with Satan? That doesn't really make any sense. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. Why don't people believe in themselves enough to be like France? Huh? France is like ran away from like every war. What are you talking about? They literally get paid to push a satanic agenda. So just because it's anti-Abrahamic doesn't mean it's satanic, especially when all three of the Abrahamic faiths do not agree in who or what Satan is. So didn't mean to put tag whoever that was. Demons aren't real. They are very real. What's satanic if Satanists worship nothing but themselves, including Satan? Well, it depends on the kind of Satanists. Those are the atheistic Satanists. There are theistic Satanists that do agree with spirits and Satan and things like that being a real thing. So you don't know what you're talking about. Well, care to correct me, Chaos James? You just saying I don't know what I'm talking about doesn't mean anything. Care to correct me? Bruh, let me learn magic from you. All my resources are, you know, freely available. I give all my resources. You can learn directly from my resources. My father's an African prince as well, but I'm white. Devil worshippers are people who worship the devil, not Satanists. Exactly. Is Hillary Clinton an occultist? No. LOL, I know I was bought into this chat for a reason. I know one person will understand. Okay. What about Courtney Love, dad being a CIA person associated with MK Ultra? Yeah, sure. Plenty of celebrities have ties to the CIA. Have parents that have ties to the CIA. Most of the rock stars from the 70s, from the 60s and 70s, their parents were literally CIA agents. The Basically the entire counterculture movement was a CIA psyop. This is history, right? This is not conspiracy. This is like actually proven history. But that has nothing to do with the occult, right? You guys keep moving the goalposts because you can't prove the occult stuff. Now you're trying to like throw in other things that celebrities may or may not be involved in. Those things are not in contention, right? What is in contention is the occult aspect of it. Yes, celebrities might do evil things to children. You don't need the devil to do that. You don't need to summon a demon to be a bad person, right? That's my argument here. You can be evil without the occult, right? Was Saddam Hussein a sorcerer? No, he was just a bad man. You know, you can be bad without the devil, right? So, yeah. I believe in the supernatural, but I don't want to be in a cult. I practice alone. Well, you don't have to join a cult, but you can join a coven or like an order or a temple or a grove or a societe or a circle or something like that. If you want to practice with a group, it doesn't have to be like a cult. Wait until y'all find out who the host of Lucifer is in the New Testament. The host of Lucifer? I got proof. Okay, show the proof. Show the proof. Is the golden seal the seal of Solomon? I can't find any resources. I don't know what the golden seal is. I'm not sure what the golden seal is. But the seal of Solomon is a pretty distinct thing, and I've never seen it called anything else other than the seal of Solomon. So I doubt it, but correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the word Lucifer derived from the word luminescent? No, Lucifer is a Latin term for light bearer, light bringer. Love you, man. Get that Patreon up and running. Stop making excuses. France right now. What about France right now? What's going on in France right now? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait en France maintenant? Broadly, what traditions is your practice based in? I practice grimoire tradition. I practice hoodoo. I practice neo-shamanism, and I practice the elderwood tradition of witchcraft. Boop 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 ba doop doo doop doo 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 doo. Okay, thank you for educating me. You're welcome. There's an occultist in Hollywood. Look up all the celebrities wearing Kabbalah red strings. Yeah, that's not Kabbalah. Again, you're going to act like you didn't hear me. But I asked earlier, can anybody give me any Kabbalistic texts, any books, you know, from Kabbalists that mention a red bracelet or a red string that they have to wear? No one seems to have any sources. It's just, oh, go look at these pictures of celebrities wearing a red string. That's not evidence of Kabbalah. Put me on live. There's no guest requests. So you gotta send a request. Can't just put you on live. There's occultism in Hollywood. Look up. Oh, you're just repeating the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, yeah, I get your point. I believe that as well. Yo, what's up, Rebel? Hey, what's up, that dude? What's up? I had dinner with Jay-Z and he told me he doesn't like to be in groups. You had dinner with Jay Z. Oh, because you're Kendrick. Dude, these things are not that available. What things? The books that I recommend, they are. They might be expensive, but they're certainly available. Let's see here. Perception on the topic. Also, if you wanted to start a temple, you could find others to help you to start it with you. Yeah, I could, but I mean, it would cost money, in like millions. At the level that I want to do it, it would be millions. Light bearer, Lucifer, etymology dictionary. Yes. Elden Ring. Luminescent light bearer isn't synonymous though. I mean, they luminescent might derive from light, but those two words don't have any correlation. Oh, we got somebody up. All right, Chaos James. Let's see what you got.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, my guys. Look, man, I've been listening to what you've been saying, and I've been reading these comments, bro, and I've been commenting, and people ain't liking it. But look, I'm about to ask you some questions, but I'm gonna talk to you, dog. So look, so
Hmm.
so you saying that like, so I read what you say. I've seen all this stuff right here. You talk about celebrities aren't Satanists and all that stuff, right? you
Right.
you you really don't think that they are not out here putting an agenda on us every day, right? You don't think that you see all these like celebrities, for instance, like Lil Nas X, right? He's twerking
Hmm.
on the devil. He's doing what he's doing. You think that's
Hmm.
just like all fun and games? Like, what do you think when you see stuff like that?
Marketing. It's doing exactly what it's
I
supposed to
mean, it's
do.
definitely
Get
marketing, right?
get people
But
talking and
it's
make money.
evil, satanic marketing.
According to what? According to
The
Christianity? Because
Bible,
I don't think Buddhism would agree with that. I don't think Shinto
the
or
Bible,
Taoism.
voodoo is witchcraft, which is also on the same level. It's evil and wicked.
I said Buddhism, not voodoo.
Oh,
Buddhism.
okay, okay. I didn't hear you. But Buddhism is also a false god. I don't worship Buddhism. I'm a full fledged
To
Christian.
to a Christian, but there's other religions out there other than Christianity.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, well, yeah, there is. But I only follow Christianity because that's the truth. That's the one way.
Okay.
So, but what I'm saying is like you see this stuff all the time, right? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
We just had.
Are you still there? Uh-oh. I think we may have lost you. I'll give you a minute or so. Maybe you might have bad connection or something. Woo. Oh, all right. Well, I don't know what happened there. Um, Maybe he had a bad connection or something. That's not witchcraft. Yeah, voodoo's not witchcraft. Buddha's not a god, though. That's very true. Buddhism started out as a philosophy. The Buddha didn't want to be worshipped. Preach chaos. Lost. Who's lost? You're lost? Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. But your name is philosophy. So if you base things off of feelings, then I can see why you're lost. According to the Bible, although there are older books than the Bible, voodoo isn't evil. That's very true. When he said he was Christian and then got disconnected. Oh my God, never mind. I'm gonna sit back down. I'm not as calm. Yeah, yeah. Don't start wilding out on the live stream. The idea of trying to insult a witch doesn't hurt us. We laugh. I hope y'all know that. Buddha is a teacher, not a god. And he was considered an extraordinary being. Exactly, exactly. Voodoo is witchcraft. No, it's not. Hoodoo and voodoo, Santeria, my indigenous ancestors practice. Awesome, awesome. Marie Ellis. I know he wanted to start a fight with you. No, I don't think he was trying to fight. I've actually overcame voodoo. Feelings are accurate. Feedback. So yes, feelings are accurate feedback, sure, for decisions that might engage or that have to deal with you and you only. But to live your life according to some hedonistic feeling, you're not going to find any sort of answers in hedonism. But sure, indulge. I mean, I guess if you're a 21-year-old hornball, that might be, an ideal thing. But then eventually you got to grow up, and you'll find that hedonism doesn't really. Jesus, I'm trying to learn our connection with God. I'm not Christian, but I want to come up. All right. Did you send get up? Yep, there you are.
Yo,
Hey, how are you?
great, great. Yeah, I'm not Christian, but I do have a disagreement, obviously.
Sure.
So how do I want to structure this? Um, so would you say like all the reports of or I guess not even sightings, all the rumors that go around of like celebrities being into satanic activity are all just like um who are they pushed by? What would you say like is like the main thing pushing them?
The evangelical right, the
So
same
it's
the same people
Christians?
who started the Satanic Panic back in the 80s.
Mm, okay. What do you think they're trying to get out of it? Like demonizing celebrities and other things?
They're trying to bring Christianity back into the mainstream. This country was founded on pseudo Christian principles, and the evangelical right is trying to, get back to that sort of a state. So anything outside of Christianity or anything that doesn't push their values is evil. It's wrong. It's satanic. It's an
Mm.
agenda.
So the like you saying the right will basically benefit from like people being Christian? That's why they're trying to push it. Is that the
The
argument?
evangelical right, not just the right in general.
Okay,
The
okay. Let me
evangelical
clarify.
right.
My bad. Let me clarify. The
Yes,
evangelical right are trying to benefit from turning more people into Christian or converting more
of
Christian.
course, of course. The church benefits. Look at all the mega churches in the South. Yes, I would say they certainly benefit.
Okay. Yeah, I just have a few disagreements when it comes to like, and I'm not gonna like objectively say on what scale, but I do believe some people are into occult practices in higher positions in the world. And I don't necessarily know if I want to call it satanic or more so just like weird behavior, but like maybe behind closed doors because there's like a lot of I don't want to say it's like outright evidence, like it's mainstream evidence necessarily because a lot of this stuff is not mainstream. People hear about it and they joke about it like it's on the internet. Like
Right.
people say it's conspiracy, right? So that's not really mainstream evidence. But there's a lot of reports that we could like say that someone's probably into some weird behavior and it's not just like all made up. That's
Well, sure. Yeah. Yeah. There's
now
so
how
okay.
far do you
There's
think that would go? Like Alistair Crowley was like sacrificing kids, or had a book that at least said you can get magical power from the blood of I think it was the blood of kids or the sacrifice of kids. It might have been one of those two. Like an individual like Alistair
yeah. No.
Crowley.
So Crowley never talked about sacrificing
Is
of
it not?
children
It's
at
not
all.
him. I could have sworn that's been cited before. Maybe it's not him.
Yeah. I know that Crowley talks about using children for divinatory practices, but that's because that was an old medieval practice of which um, the Catholic priests would do. They would use children to see spirits and stuff like that. They would be the conjurer, and the child would be the seer. This goes all the way back to the Greeks. They would
Yo,
do stuff like
if
that.
he never did it, I'll stand corrected. But and the thing is, I've been into like truther communities for a while, so I'm not just like on the Christian perspective. I've actually heard
Sure.
truthers that are just atheists outright, but they think people are just weird that are just rich, like they're just on weird behavior.
Oh
So I've
yeah.
heard from both sides actually. So I'm not like really biased at all in that manner. What I'm trying to get at basically is people do weird things that's probably a cult at some point, and they're also people of power. So it's like it kind of goes to the elites thing, not necessarily saying it's a big chain of elites, but like there's some people
Mhm.
probably.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I
the
can
argument I'm
agree
trying to
that
make.
rich people do weird things. Sure, they certainly engage in things that
And actually occult
we
things as well, like to be more specific, some could be into the occult as well. Because a
Yeah.
cult isn't just like, oh, only good people can do a cult, or only people that want to do positive things can do a cult. No, anyone can pick up a cult.
Oh yeah, no, there's plenty of dark things within the occult, but none of them deal with like killing children or
Or not even just that. I brought that up because I thought it was cited Aleister Crowley had either sacrificed kids or mentioned sacrificing kids or something. But if he didn't, that's fine. I was brought up as
yeah.
like one talking point. It's just one talking point. Anyway, going past that, like the Bohemian Grove stuff or like the Moloch statues, would you say that's all fabricated, or what would you say to that?
No, so the Bohemian Grove, I would say the video that everyone knows from Alex Jones.
Like the old
I would say that we saw a play, right? We saw people on a stage, we saw people in an audience, and usually when there's a stage and there's people on a stage and there's an audience, that usually denotes some sort of a theater, a play, a performance, or some kind of a thing like that,
So it's
not a
all for
ritual.
show. So it's all for show.
Yeah, rich people go to plays and performances and concerts and
Okay,
stuff like.
okay,
I don't.
that's fair enough. Fair enough. I got another one. So like, and this is really odd. The CERN. I don't know if it's the entire team, but at least the collective at CERN had actually a statue of Shiva erect, and like there was some
Mhm,
event where they were like either dancing around it or like gathered around it.
mhm.
I don't know how you like. I'm not saying that's outright a cult, but like that's actually weird behavior as well. I don't know what that would be like about.
Well, so Shiva has nothing to do with the occult. She's a Hindu deity. She's
Well,
not in
I
occult
got that.
anything.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just
But
saying like there's and these are like what I'm trying to get at is these are supposed to be like secular people, or most people would say like
sure,
people in science fields are secular people, but they're
sure.
kind of messing with
So
like the spiritual like side of things. That's like I don't know. It's a lot of things you could piece together, and it's like a long list. I'm trying to hit the key ones though to like
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
paint a
sure.
picture, kind of like paint it. Because I've been studying this shit for a while since I've been like 14, so it's like it's not
Right.
bullshit to me, but I can't really prove it like on a solid level yet. I'm trying to orchestrate it. I'm trying to get it all
Yeah.
out there.
So the Shiva thing at CERN, that was due to the name of another I'm not a scientist, so I don't know what to call them. But whatever other project they had going on, it wasn't just CERN that they were launching. They were launching another project, and it had to do like they named it the same name as like Shiva and some other deity. So as like a joke tribute type thing, they did the Shiva statue, and it got misconstrued. So yeah, that's the Shiva thing. Nothing to do with the occult.
Okay, what are your thoughts on like the Epstein Island stuff? Like, do you believe like to the extent like multiple people were over there that were like there's supposedly
Yeah,
a list. I'm not saying that's true, but do you think there are a lot of people that are over there that weren't just like regular like folks, like they were like people of power that could have been on an island with
yeah,
kids
yeah,
potentially?
sure, yeah,
Yeah, potentially. Okay.
yeah, 100%. And I
Yeah.
do believe that there's a list. That list is real. Yeah,
Okay.
but it has nothing to do with the occult. It's just rich people who like
Oh,
kids.
I'm not saying that part's a code. I'm just saying like the kids thing. Like some
Oh
people
yeah,
deny that as well. Some people deny everything actually. It just depends what they want to
yeah,
believe, I
that's
guess.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm definitely a conspiracy theorist, but for the real ones, right? For the fraud, for the trafficking,
Yeah,
for the
child
money
trafficking.
laundering, for the murder for hire, for the political assassinations, the real stuff. That's the stuff that I'm into, not the, channeling aliens and Bigfoot and Area
Wait, do you
51 and
believe
all
aliens?
that
Do
nonsense.
you think aliens are real, or what's your take on aliens?
I do think aliens are real, yes. I don't
Some
think
people
that they're
say they're just
contacting anybody on Earth, but I think
oh yeah.
aliens are real, sure.
Yeah, some people actually just think aliens are extra dimensionals. Like actually not ETs at all. Like that's kind of almost fabricated. So I was wondering if you were on that camp kind of
No.
too.
No.
Okay.
I believe if aliens are real, they are separate from any sort of spirits or being that I would be dealing with, something that would be interdimensional. No, they would be separate.
What beings do you deal with, by the way? Just also curious.
Angels, demons, planetary spirits, aerial spirits, zodiacal spirits, the elementals, the
So
genius look.
do you have a set religion, or is it just like just spiritual in general? Like what
Yes, yes. I practice hermeticism.
hermeticism? Okay.
Yes.
So wait, would it be like the Christian variation of angels and demons, or like do you think the text was
Yes.
like transcribed, or like okay,
No. No. Yep. We can't put our own spin on spiritual creatures. We have to go at them, or we have to come at them from the cultures that they come from. So yeah, angels don't come from any other culture other than Abrahamism and Hellenism and the Semites. So that's where we have to get our version of angels from.
Oh, okay, so it's like just one to one, like the Bible variation of them, right? Like that.
I would not the modern Bible. It would be the Jewish version and the early Christian version of angels. So, the first 1,000 years.
Okay. You deal with like Lucifer. I'm just trying to be funny,
I
you know?
haven't
It's
personally dealt with
supposed to be
Lucifer
funny.
or anything like that, but I could, sure. But I've not dealt with Lucifer or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you. I'm not even Christian. That's funny. Well, I don't think I'm getting anywhere with this, like, trying to see it from my point or seeing it from your point. So I guess I'll get off. Good talk, though.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming up, man.
Yeah,
Enjoy your night.
too.
Thank you. All right. Oh wow. Sheesh. Let me move that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, I almost blocked somebody by accident. I'm trying to move my picture out of the middle, but I keep clicking on people's names and almost hitting mute and block. Come on, man, move over. How do I do this? There we go. 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 And make it a little bigger. All right. All right. All right. Some pretty cool conversations we're having here. All right. Looks like we got one more person. Tony Wims. All right, Tony, you're gonna be the last one to come up, and then we'll begin. 10.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, how are you this evening?
Amazing. How about yourself?
Going pretty good.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm actually just curious, man, because I study spirituality, like a real fringe version of spirituality. Um,
Sure.
but but I have no idea about the occult or anything. Like, is it? I mean, in my imagination, and I think based off like what you just said earlier, you're part of the Hermetic religion.
Hmm.
Or okay, isn't like their first law that all is mind or something like that? Or am I mistaken?
No, yeah, that's from the Kabbalion. The
Okay, okay,
Kabbalion is not. That's not real Hermeticism. That's some modern day New Age nonsense. It's not
oh,
real.
okay. Excuse me. Well, what? Yeah,
No,
what?
no,
What
that's
is
fine.
what is the Hermetic religion about?
So
Well,
Hermeticism is a.
actually, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, that's not what I came to ask you about.
Okay,
I
yeah, sure.
I mean, you can talk about it if you like, but I was actually curious about the whole occult thing. Like, is it real? Like, does it actually have an effect on our physical world, or
Yes.
like, how does that work?
Of course, yeah. It's the oldest religion, or the oldest spiritual system, if you will. Being that shamanism was the first sort of spiritual system in the world. All of modern day occultism stems from shamanism. So we've got you know millennia of evidence that this stuff works. We wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work. The issue
Right.
is that people think it works like it does on TV, right? Where you don't need any training or any special like knowledge. You just open a book, you read the fancy Latin words, you light the candle, and something happens, right? And that's unfortunately not how it works.
Right.
Real magic isn't sexy, it's not cool looking, it's actually quite boring, right? And when
Yeah.
most people find that out, they either drop it and give up and don't go any further, or they don't think it's real because they're expecting like Doctor Strange or like Supernatural or something like that. But it
Oh,
doesn't work that way. So.
okay. No, I mean that makes sense because just based on how life works in general, we kind
Yeah,
of romanticize things until we like really get into it. Then we realize no, this usually things take work and effort and all that good stuff.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I do just you know surface level. I always assume that if you do cast spells to get some type of result, there's a price involved. I mean, not just effort, but like some cost you have to pay. Is that accurate?
No, that's something that the Wiccans came up with, the rule of three, the
Yeah.
karmic rule of three. It's more of a control mechanism than anything.
Mm.
Um, yeah, there's no real. That's not. No, no.
What? So I mean, so the price involved is more so just the actual effort it takes to. I mean, well, I guess a better question would be like, what would be, the least, uh, the smallest result that you could get from practicing versus like the highest result? Like, what would be the difference?
So the result can be anything that you're wanting, as long as
Hmm.
it's feasible, right? So me casting a spell to be, the CEO of Bank of America, that's not going to happen, right?
Right.
But if I were to cast a spell to maybe, date this girl at my job that, just got a divorce from her husband or something like that, that's something a bit more feasible. So the
Realistic.
smallest to the biggest, that's really up to whatever is feasible within your life. But I
Hmm.
think a better way to answer the cost question is,
Yeah.
for a spell, there is no cost, right? There is no, other than the work needed to do the spell, and then whatever work you would need to do to make that spell work. That's the only
Uh,
cost, right? But for
okay.
spirit work, if you're evoking spirits and you're working with spirits, be them angels or demons or planetary spirits, whatever, there may be a cost associated there, right? The spirit may ask you for something, but again, this is not a movie, so they're not going to ask you for your firstborn, or to go
Yeah.
kidnap 6 children to throw them over the cliff or anything like that. They'll ask you for things like honey or milk or alcohol. I have rum in my in my altar here because that's what my spirits ask for. They like rum. Sometimes they might ask for blood, but 9 times out of 10, if they do ask for blood, it's animal blood, and you can always negotiate. You can always say, I'm not going to get you blood. Is there anything else and go from there. Um,
Right.
but yeah, that would be the only way that there's a cost involved, is if you're dealing with spirits, and it's not a cost that's like crazy. It's usually stuff that
Yeah.
you either have in your house or that you could easily go and get. So
Okay. All right. I mean, that doesn't sound too. I mean, that doesn't sound too, outlandish. Like,
yeah,
just you have a goal and you want to call on the spirits to assist you, or basically
that's it.
make it happen. So you give them whatever they, the offering they want, and then you go do the work. Like,
That's it.
and then, okay, all right. Well, so I mean, other than like the physical benefits, what are the I guess the spiritual benefits?
Well, that would depend on the system, but for me and my system, it is ascension. It is getting back to God. So after you die, knowing how to ascend through the spheres and through the fixed stars and finding your way back to God to achieve theosis, or else you'll end up either a wandering spirit or you'll come back to life through reincarnation and you have to
Reincarnation.
start over.
Okay.
So, yeah, my goal is ascending through the spheres.
So is there like a meditational aspect where you practice being able to ascend or travel that path before you pass away, or
Um,
or yeah?
So yes and no. It directly within Hermeticism, no. There is no like official ritual process to go through in order to ascend through the spheres. You ascend through the spheres, in a spiritual sense, through
Hmm.
following the laws of God, which is essentially just to worship God, love God through His creation and things like that. However, in a practical sense, there are methods. The probably the most common method is outlined in Rufus Opus's Seven Spheres. This text here, which shows you how to ascend through the seven spheres by integrating their power into your life, each of the seven. So that's a practical way to do it, but no, most of it is knowledge that's gained through life, but it can't really be put into action until after you pass.
Okay. And I'm sorry if you hear music. I'm walking around in the store,
Sure.
but okay. All right. No, I mean that doesn't. It sounds. It doesn't. Again, it doesn't sound too crazy. Like, it sounds pretty reasonable as far as like religions go.
Yeah.
Now, oh, actually, now about like uh, a guide, someone who, like a priesthood. Is there anything like that going on in this?
Not within Hermeticism. Within the occult, yes, there are groups that do have a priesthood or a clergy or anything like that, but not within Hermeticism. No.
Okay, and um, okay, all right, and as far as like the as how God works, is God supposed to be like separate from us, or is he like some type of entity who's also within us? Because I know a lot of religions work like that.
Well, it's a bit of both, right? So we do agree with the Orthodox position of the essence and the energy distinction, where we believe that God is far removed from us. So we as humans will never be able to know God in his essence, but we can know him through his energy. So through his created creatures. In our case, this would be the spirits. But we are created in his image and we do have a soul, right? We don't have a spirit. We have a soul. Well, we do have spirits too, but we have a soul, right? Which makes us different than any other created creature, which only has a spirit. That soul is what gives us the connection to God. That's what makes us both mortal and divine. God is both within us, yes, because we are made in his image and we have that spark. We have a soul, but he's also far removed from us. Um, so I hope that answers the question.
No, no, I did, and I mean, assume anything. But
Mhm.
I am curious. How did you get into this?
Into occultism.
Right.
When I was 13, I found it. I was at the mall with my mom. She went to go book our next family vacation at our travel agent, and nobody else in my family wanted to go, like my dad or my brother or my sister. So I went with her, and I didn't want to sit and wait while she booked another vacation to a country that we've already been to. So I was like, I'm just going to go walk around the mall, and I went to the bookstore and found a couple books and just started reading it and opened my eyes. And a year later, I got lucky and I found a coven, and they sort of let me in and started training me.
Oh man, you're lucky you found them early.
Yeah, I got super lucky, which I didn't know how lucky I was until I got into college. And then I realized that not everybody gets to learn from a coven. I thought if you were a witch, you had to learn from a coven. Because that's how I learned. It wasn't until I got out and I went to college that I realized that, oh, wait a minute, most people are learning from books or the internet. So,
Okay. Well, so so my thing about at least my based on the philosophy I practice, it it doesn't necessarily exclude any other religious belief. Matter of fact, they encourage you. It's like if you want to try something else out and you find it's better, come back and let us know. But when it comes to when it comes to I guess like spiritual experience, how will you be able to tell that you're ready, like before you pass away? You know what I mean? That you're so you don't have to worry about reincarnating.
like, how do you know that you know how to ascend through the spheres?
Right, right, right.
Okay. I would astral project or shamanic journey and see if you can make it through. And if you can successfully do it, then you probably know how to navigate. If you don't know how to make it through, if you have to ask, get help from spirits and stuff like that, you probably
Hmm.
have a ways to go. Which is why Rufus Opus wrote the Seven Spheres, so you can get it during life. So when you do pass, you're already ready.
Okay. Well, now you got me interested. So,
Oh,
like,
and
really
the
interested. Yeah.
Egyptians outlined a method in their Book of the Dead. Going forth by day is a method that can be used as well. Sorry,
No,
sorry to
no, no.
interrupt
It's
you.
no, no, no. It's okay. So now the whole uh astral projection thing that interests me. Like, can you tell me more about that?
Yeah. So it's the act of using your light body or your astral body or your soul body or whatever you want to call it to leave your physical body. So to disconnect from the physical body and journey into the what's known as the astral plane or the astral realm or the astral world. to gain insight, to visit other realms or worlds, to talk to spirits, to, receive prophecy, oracles, things like that.
Wow. Okay. And in my in the again in the philosophy that I practice, it's a little taboo to talk about like your spiritual experiences. But I
Mhm.
mean, can you, if it's allowed, really just as like, have you astral projected before? Like, not, I know that's not like a big deal for a lot of people, but have you astral projected before?
Yeah. I don't prefer it. I prefer shamanic journeying. So I haven't
Mm.
astral projected in a few years. I prefer to shamanic journey if I'm going to astral travel. But yes, I have astral projected before.
Okay, sweet. All right. I'm sorry. So, what's the difference between astral projecting and the shamanic journey?
Shamanic journeying is decidedly a shamanic technique that's used to travel astrally to either the upper world, the middle world, and the underworld. The difference is that with astral projection, your starting point can vary wildly from practitioner to practitioner. With shamanic journeying, every practitioner starts at the exact same spot, which is the axis mundi or the world tree. And we all begin our journey from the base of the world tree. And then we either enter the tree and go up, straight, or down. And then from there, we get to the astral plane. Oh, excuse me. So
Oh, okay, so it's more like a uh, guided and monitored astral projection in a sense. Where, if I'm interpreting that right.
Um, no, I wouldn't say it's a guide. I mean, it certainly can be, I guess. If you
Mhm.
if you feel as though you need a guide, you can certainly request a spiritual guide. But no, it doesn't have to be guided. No.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, but I've been, I've read, and just with my own, teacher, I would go so far as to call him my master, but my own master, he doesn't encourage astral projecting until you've been initiated into like the path, only because it can be dangerous. It can be dangerous in the astral plane.
It can be, yeah. I recommend anybody who wants to learn how to astral project or shamanic journey or anything, learn protection measures, learn how to shield and ward, and maybe even shapeshift. Those would be probably the three things I would learn how to do if you're going to travel the astral plane.
Okay, all right, all right, man. It doesn't, again, it does. The whole idea doesn't sound too unreasonable.
Yeah.
I was surprised that uh, about the whole, making sacrifices to the spirits, especially when it comes to animal blood. Like does do do you like, how do you feel about when it comes to? Oh, actually, a better question, because I mean, if this philosophy adheres to, like, or agrees with reincarnation being real, like, does that mean, like, you guys believe in the karmic law?
No,
No, no karmic
no,
law.
no.
Well, how do you reincarnate if there's no karmic law to have any cause and effect?
So you reincarnate because you can't find your way back to God, right? So there's only
Mm,
three options. Either you find your way back to God, you wander
mm,
around the spiritual, planes, or you reincarnate. Those are the only three options. So if you don't make it back to God and you don't wander, you'll start the game over again, right? So you'll have to
mm-hmm.
go through reincarnation, and hopefully the next time you figure it out and you find out how to get back to God, or else the same three things will happen. You'll either stumble your way back to God, you'll wander around, or you'll go back to reincarnation.
Okay, and just the concept of God in general, is like God all powerful, all knowing, all that good stuff, or like what entails God in this system?
Yeah, God would be all powerful, all knowing, every all present. We do believe that He is imminent, not eminent, imminent. However, again, we do agree with the essence and the energy distinction. So God is far removed from humanity, and He does
Mm,
not play. He is not active in His creation. Right? So
mm,
he left us creations that are active. These are the spheres,
wow.
or what the Gnostics would call the archons. These are the fixed stars. These are the
Mhm.
the spirits that we use to communicate to God. So
So now this is and I'm not trying to convert. I'm literally just curious.
mhm.
This if I'm because the logic just because I would ask Christians this question and the logic. I mean, it was kind of contradictory to a certain extent. Like
Mhm.
in my philosophy, we have this understanding that there is no true free will. Like we have the illusion of free will, but because God is all knowing and He knows, uh, omnipresent, past, present, and future, like, and He's existing everywhere. Which I'm unless I'm mistaken, is what do you mean when you? And I'm sorry, let me pause for a second. What do you mean when you say He's imminent?
That He pervades everything. So it's different than being everywhere. Like
Oh, okay, okay,
um, air. I mean, obviously, other than like airtight spaces, air is everywhere, right?
right,
So
yeah,
air is omnipresent, but
right,
atoms or molecules are immanent. They pervade everything, even places where air
gotcha.
is not. There are atoms and molecules. So God is both omnipresent and also immanent. So
Okay, understood. Okay, I understand now. Okay, well, yeah. So, I mean, my question for you then would be if the God in Hermeticism is all knowing, how can we have true free will?
we don't necessarily believe in any kind of true free will
Mm,
or anything like that. We believe that we have excuse me, that God has a will, and we are made
mm.
in His image. And so, therefore, if God has a will, then we can have a will. And if God's will be done, and we are made in His image, then our will be done, whatever that will is. So we don't necessarily believe that we have a free will. We do believe that will exists and that humans are free to exercise it as they see fit, but we don't see it as free as in there's no consequences to any sort of action or anything like that.
No, no, I understand. Yeah, no, like I like I was in the my belief system. We don't have true free will. It just we have the appearance of free will. And until we realize that we don't have any true free will, then we figure that the karmic retribution, either reward or punishment, belongs to us. I mean, we still suffer because we think we are the ones who are actually acting, even though God is the controller of everyone. I mean, really, supposedly at a certain level, we'll see that we're all just puppets. But I mean, while we're ignorant of that fact, then we suffer. But yeah, I didn't understand. I never really understood how any religion could see that their God is all knowing, which basically means they know, exactly what you're going to do or what you choose to do in your lifetime. And you actually have free will. I mean, again, I know it's hard to understand because it appears we have free will here, but I'm sorry, I'm talking too much now. But yeah, I was just curious, man. I really appreciate you doing this. I'm always interested
Yeah,
in
man.
learning about different philosophies and religions. So thank you so much for having this live.
Of course, brother. Thank you for coming up.
All right, take care.
You too. See you later.
Awesome, 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 awesome conversation. Thank you for coming up, Tony. Enjoy your night, man. And once again, I'm stuck in the middle. I don't know how to move myself over. Come on, come on. There we go. Oh, too far. Now I can't bring my. Okay, all right. We gotta figure this out. There we go. 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 All right. Well, I think. I think that'll do it for this evening, guys. I've been live since like what 8, so 2 hours we've been going here. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Tony. So I think I'm gonna hop off of here, guys. Thank you for the people who came up this evening to have a discussion. Enjoyed it. Thank you to the people in the chat who were able to hold a civil discussion. To the conspiracy theorists in the chat, hopefully next time you'll be able to bring non-conspiratorial evidence instead of just saying you don't know, bro. They do it, bro. It's obvious, bro. Well, that's not an answer. So no, thank you, Dylan. Thank you. Always appreciate you being in the live stream. Thank you very much. And but yeah, I'm gonna hop off of here, guys. I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know. Not tomorrow night. I know I have plans tomorrow night, but maybe tomorrow during the day. We'll see. Who knows? No, thank you, Stargazer. But yeah, maybe I'll be on tomorrow during the day. I don't know. But yeah, thank you all for being here. Truly appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. And as always, seek the mysteries. Peace.